All right, so if you're learning to code right now, it's easy to feel like you've shown up to the party just as the lights are coming on, right? Like you missed the boat. Well, what if I told you the real party is just getting started? We're going to talk about the single biggest shift happening in software development, maybe ever.
And it all starts with this number 95%. Yeah, just look at that. 95% of what? You're probably wondering what on earth this is referring to. Well, let me tell you. This is a signal that the ground is shifting under our feet, and it's happening way faster than anyone expected.
So, where's this number coming from? This isn't from some, random online poll. This is from Y Combinator. If you don't know, that's basically the Harvard of startup accelerators. And they found that a full quarter of their newest companies are building their products with code bases that are almost entirely written by AI. Just let that sink in.
But here's the real kicker, the thing you have to understand. These weren't non-technical founders who, didn't know how to code. No, no. These were seriously skilled, technical people who made a choice to let AI handle the grunt work. Why? Because they realized their brain power was way more valuable focusing on the big picture, the strategy, the architecture, not just typing out every single line of code.
Okay, so how are we supposed to think about this? Is coding dead? Is it over? Not at all. Not even close. There's actually a perfect analogy for what's happening, and it involves something most of us do every day, driving a car.
Think about it. For decades, if you wanted to drive, you had to master a manual transmission, right? The clutch, shifting gears, all that mechanical stuff. But then, the automatic transmission came along. Did that make drivers obsolete? Of course not. What it did was make driving accessible to millions and millions more people. It handled the low-level complexity, which let drivers focus on what actually matters: steering, navigating, the actual decisions of driving. And that right there, that is a perfect illustration of what's happening in coding right now. AI is our automatic transmission. It's taking care of the mechanics, all that tedious syntax, the boilerplate code you have to write over and over, and that frees you up to focus on the real job, the important skills, the high-level logic, the architecture, and using your human judgment. So what does this mean? It means there's a completely new playbook for being a developer. Let's get practical. What's really changing in your day-to-day work?
The most fundamental shift is this. Your role is evolving from being a typist, really, into being an orchestrator. You're not just translating ideas into syntax anymore. You're becoming a director, guiding these incredibly powerful AI tools to bring your vision to life. I like to think of this new partnership in 3 different roles. First, AI is your teacher. It can suggest design patterns, best practices, things you might not have known. Then it becomes your student. You have to teach it the specific context of your project. And finally, it becomes your coworker, the most tireless one you'll ever have, just implementing the instructions you give it. And this completely flips the script on what's important to learn. All those skills that traditional computer science programs have hammered on for years, a lot of them are becoming less critical. Things like memorizing sorting algorithms. That's way less important now than being able to clearly articulate a problem. And knowing every little piece of syntax, not nearly as valuable as being a sharp reviewer who can validate what the AI produces. Okay, I get it. I know what you might be thinking right now. This all sounds kind of scary, right? It's a massive change, and it's totally natural to have some big, looming questions. So, you know what? Let's just tackle them head on. The first one, and this is a biggie for anyone just starting their journey. Am I too late? With AI writing all this code, did I just miss my chance? Is that door for new developers starting to close? And then there's the ultimate fear, the elephant in the room. Will AI just replace me? If it can do the job, what's left for a human to do? Is this career I'm working so hard for going to be automated away before I even get started? Look, these are absolutely valid concerns. The answer to both of those questions, well, it might actually shock you. This isn't the end. This is, and I mean this without a doubt, the single best time in decades to be learning software development. And it's not despite AI, it's because of it. No, seriously, think about it for a second. All those frustrating barriers that kept people out of this field for so long, the cryptic error messages, having to memorize tons of complex syntax, they're just dissolving. They're melting away. Let's talk about why this is your moment.
First off, this isn't some sci-fi far-off future. This is happening right now. The latest survey from Stack Overflow, the place where basically all developers hang out, shows that over half of developers are already using these tools every single day. And if you add in the people who plan to start soon, you're looking at, like 84% of the industry? The revolution isn't coming. It's already here.
Second reason, let's just talk about the sheer scale of this thing. The global economy that's built on software, it's worth an estimated $3 trillion every year. We're not talking about a small niche industry being disrupted here. This is a massive, foundational part of the world economy. And to put that number in perspective for you, $3 trillion is roughly the size of the entire economy of France. The whole thing. And that entire economic engine is being fundamentally rewired by AI as we speak. When something that big changes that fast, it creates an incredible amount of opportunity.
And this is where it gets really personal, where it matters to you. With AI as your co-pilot, a junior developer, someone just starting out, can now build features that used to require a whole team of senior architects. Your ability to create massive value right from day one of your career has literally never been greater. That could be you, 6 months from now.
So how do you actually start thinking in this new way? Well, you don't have to just take my word for it. You can literally try this for yourself right now.
Seriously, after you watch this, open up whatever AI tool you like to use and paste in this exact question. Ask it this. Because when you do this, you're not just getting an answer, you're practicing the core new skill. You're using AI as a strategic partner to guide your own learning. Just see what it tells you about things like problem articulation and system design. You'll be amazed. So here's the bottom line. The old way of doing things, it's over. It's done. The barriers to entry are crashing down. The tools we have are unbelievably powerful, and the entire field is more wide open than it's been in years. The old rulebook has been thrown out. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with the new one?